Hey guys, today we have an Asus k53e, K53, basically K53, A53, they're all pretty much the same. It's the most common laptop to have a power jack issue, basically where you have this jack going bad. So basically if it fell off the table and the pin broke, or if you had to wiggle jiggle the plug to make it work, then you could stop by. We are in Chicagoland. We can fix it. So let me show you how to take it apart. First of all, you have two big screws right here for the monitor hinges, but I have to unscrew everything to take it all apart. So I'm just saying there's two screws, two big ones. Let me do a better angle here, like that. All right. Everything else is the same screw. Right, sometimes when it falls off the table, the board gets cracked, but I hope this is not the case when the board is cracked. We will see in a little bit. Okay. You have to mark which cable is going where. So, and today is March 2016. All right, and we have to disconnect the cables like that. And let me disconnect the second cable. Like that. All right, so we have to remove the hard drive. All right, to remove the hard drive, you have to pull out on this tab and slide it this way. So like that. There's the hard drive. There's one screw right there under the hard drive. All right, and the rest of them. All right, nothing here. Everything here is unscrewed. And now we have to remove this guy right here because the drill didn't want to pick it up. Strange. Really strange. And even the regular screwdriver doesn't want to pick it up for some reason. Okay, so like that. Now everything's unscrewed. We remove it like that. And here's the trick. Basically, there is a pin holding it down, so you have to jam a flat tool in there like that, and lift it up, like that, lift it up, like that, lift it up, like that, lift it up, and right here and lift it up, okay? And now just lift up and flip over the keyboard forward. Again, the reason we show you this video so you could take apart the system yourself, and if you would be unable to remove the old jack and put the new jack in yourself, then you could just send us the motherboard. We can fix just the motherboard, and we charge $60 to fix just the motherboard if you ship us the motherboard. Okay, let's mark the cable how it's sitting here. So this is the top. Now to disconnect the cable, you basically move this pin this way and that guy that way, and you just pull out the keyboard. Okay, let's continue. Two cables right here and here, so you flip this guy over like that, pull out the cable, flip this guy up, pull out the cable, and unscrew all of it. Alright. So now you have to remove the CD-ROM like that. And there are 3 screws right here, 1, 2, 3, that you also have to unscrew. Alright. Unscrew this guy. Like that, flip it over, and basically put the fingers right here and lift up the case like that. Now there's a cable right here which you need to lift up and remove the ribbon cable from this side like that. Alright, there is the LCD screen cable, and there is a tape here which you need to remove the tape first and then slide out the LCD cable. You have to be sliding it from both sides like that, like that, like that, like that, and like that. Wonderful. This is a speaker cable. Don't forget to reconnect it when you put everything back together. People usually forget the speaker cable. Now there are several screws here. 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here, and 5 right there. Right here. Okay, now we're ready to remove the board like that. Alright, so here we got 4 screws. So we pull out this cable here. We remove the screws. The bit got worn out. Okay, so let's find another bit. Another bit. Not the best bit for this purpose. How about this one? Yeah, that's much better. Alright, so we want to disregard this guy and put in this bit. Okay, let's continue. Nope, not the best bit. Let's see. Could be better bit here. Okay, this one should be right. Okay. All right. Right, just enough juice to finish this system taking apart. Alright, so we take the heatsink off, and that's your jack right here, and the reason it broke, you see the rear pin. The rear pin right there is basically, let me focus it, hold on. Right there. So that rear pin doesn't make a contact anymore. That blackness right here, right there. So let's desolder the motherboard. I mean, let's desolder the jack from the motherboard. It's going to be a bit loud because I have to turn on the exhaust. So, yeah, like that probably. Alright, let's zoom in. Let's change the autofocus a little bit here. That should be alright. Let's connect. So, yeah, right now basically it's going to be really loud because of the exhaust. All right, so now once you remove the broken leg, it should be like that, and that's a new jack right here. Right here is the new jack, right? So okay, so we want to put in a new jack right there. Okay, and we just solder everything up. All right, so that's pretty much how you desolder the jack from the motherboard. And if you can't really do it yourself, you could send us the motherboard. It's gonna take $60 total to replace the jack, includes the labor, the parts, and the shipping back to you. Now, when you're putting everything back together, what you need to do is you need to add a little bit of thermal paste onto the heatsink. Okay. Thermal paste, thermal compound, it's called, so that the insulation would be great. Another thing you need to do is you need to clean out this heatsink right here, because that's where usually tons of dust hides. So the way you do that, you need the things you put in your ear. The peak something, I forgot what it's called. Your okay, so 2 of those. Break it like that. You see, tons of dust basically. So we have to clean this stuff out. Like that. And then clean this stuff right here. All right. Now the reason you need to do that is the heatsink is right next to the jack. I will show you where it's at. Some tape here. So we stick the heatsink back on, connect the cable for the fan. You see, when this heatsink gets dusty, it melts. It basically heats up right here, and the air doesn't move forward. So when the heatsink gets heated up too much, it starts to melt this component right here, the jack itself. And the more it melts, the more the solder melts, and the more the metal breaks. And that's the reason why the jack breaks on those models to begin with. So unless you're gonna clean out the heatsink, you're gonna have exactly the same problem happening like 6 months from now. Even though on this system it fell, on your system it's probably dusty as hell. So clean up the heatsink if possible. Okay. Now hand tighten those guys, because if you over tighten them, the heatsink won't be holding well. So here, okay. All right. Now let's bring this. Let's take this out a little bit, like that. Okay, so the way you put it in is like this. You move this cable out the way, like that, and like that. And it should be alright. Connect the speaker cable, because people forget the speaker cable all the time, because when they put the board in, the speaker cable is under the gets under the motherboard and people don't see it. Okay, and we connect the VGA cable here. If you like the video, leave a like. Also subscribe if you can. All right. Like that. Yeah, to leave a like, you just need to press a like below this video. Okay. So. All right. All right. One, two, three, four, right there. 4. Easy to remember, like in the movie Divergent. 4. Number 4. Okay, so let's put this on top. One other thing, this is a metal piece right here. So what you wanna do is you wanna put some tape on top of the jack right here, and right here, like that. Because due to excessive wiggling, the rear pin might be touching the metal casing, and that can cause a short, and eventually the pin would break. So now there is no way this whole thing gonna break for at least 2, 3, 4 years. So yeah, like that. Everything clicks together just fine. The way you put that in is like this and like that. Like that. Close the hinge, and here as well. Wonderful. Okay. Okay. All right. And we snap it like that. Nice and clean right there. Okay. All right. Here we have to just press it from the top down, and here we have to press it also top down. Okay. Okay. Like that. Come on. Okay. No big deal. Let's get another one. Something wrong with this guy here, because it wasn't really going in well the last time. I mean, when we are unscrewing it, it wasn't going in. Okay. All right, so big screw, big fat screw goes into the monitor side. Yeah. Like that. Okay. Sorry, the camera was in the way. Didn't see that one. So okay, all right. And this is how to fix a laptop in. By the way, if you think it was a missing screw, no, that screw was a bit long, and this one right here on your computer is gonna be okay. On this one, it wanted a shorter one. So let's see. Again, powerjackrepair.org. If you can't replace the jack yourself, just send us the motherboard. The battery is out. We connect the power supply like that, and there should be power. Ta-da! Asus right there. Alright, so power jack repair, Windows starting, and thank you for watching. Leave a like, please press a like button under this video. Thank you. Bye.